Imagine eagerly planning a long-awaited birthday celebration with your siblings, only to have one family member, who always demands attention, unexpectedly change the venue or date at the last minute. You feel that all the joy is sucked out of the event, replaced by anxiety and frustration. That's what happens when a narcissist within your family decides to take over. In this 7th episode of our Narcissism series, we'll dive deep into how narcissistic relatives manipulate family gatherings to keep themselves in control, and how you can safeguard your sanity and reclaim your sense of togetherness. If you've ever canceled your own happiness just to pacify one toxic family member, stay right here. Jason spent weeks coordinating a small but meaningful family reunion at his grandmother's old countryside cottage, a sentimental spot where they all used to play hide-and-seek as kids. He carefully planned the date and sent invites to extended cousins, aunties, and uncles, hoping to recapture that simple sense of childhood bonding. Enter his older sister, Laura, known for her big personality and bigger demands. Barely a week before the event, Laura declared that she'd discovered a fancy lakefront lodge an hour away, which she claimed was far more fitting for our family's image. She insisted the entire gathering move there. Costs would be higher, and no one else had any input. Jason was stunned. The deposit was already paid for the cottage, and many relatives had flights arranged to land near that area. Laura, unimpressed, gave her ultimatum: either we do it my way, or I simply won't attend, and you know how everyone loves seeing me. She used guilt and insinuations, like how the original plan was so small-time and lacked sophistication. Torn between caving to her demands and risking losing her presence, Jason found himself in a swirl of confusion. The extended family typically ended up following Lara's over-the-top plans just to avoid her passive-aggressive sulking and endless drama. This time, though, Jason took a pause. Deep down, he feared repeating the same pattern, where everything had to revolve around Lara's grandiosity. Perhaps it was time to change things. If hearing Jason's story strikes a chord, you're not alone. Many families revolve around the needs of just one narcissistic member. Let's figure out how to break that cycle. Narcissists love orchestrating or subverting family events, from holiday dinners to milestone anniversaries, because these gatherings spotlight group bonding, something that threatens their self-centered worldview. During such events, the focus is supposed to be on collective joy or on a specific honoree, like a retiree, a newborn, or, in Jason's case, a beloved grandmother or the memory of simpler times. But to a narcissist, anything that diverts attention from them is a potential danger. Their arsenal includes last-minute changes, guilt-inducing calls, overshadowing toasts, or hijacking the entire event theme. The deeper reason? A narcissistic family member cannot tolerate not being the epicenter of any emotional occasion. In a normal family dynamic, each person's input is considered, or at least we trust that the final plan respects as many preferences as possible. With a narcissistic relative, no matter how meticulously you plan, they impose their better ideas, or your celebration is forced to revolve around their presence. They see the event as a platform for them to reaffirm their dominance or prove they have the best taste, the biggest budget, or the superior sense of style. Their underlying message is, you can't possibly do this well without me in control. And if people push back, they'll either threaten to sabotage or not show up at all, leaving you flustered and worried about everyone else's disappointment. Now, drop a quick "me" in the comments if you've had a family tradition wrecked by a controlling parent or sibling. You are definitely not alone. It helps to understand the psychology behind these manipulations. Narcissistic individuals usually come from early experiences that hamper their ability to handle genuine connections. They see life as a stage for performing, not a circle of trust where everyone can share joy. Family gatherings are loaded with emotional significance, intangible nostalgia, and relational closeness, stuff that triggers their envy and insecurity. Their biggest fear is irrelevance, the possibility that the family can function, laugh, and create memories without them being the star or the final decision-maker. So, in the weeks leading up to a family event, the narcissist gets increasingly jittery. They sense closeness forming among others, like old cousins reconnecting, siblings finalizing a cozy plan, and feel threatened at how this closeness excludes them or at least doesn't revolve around them. That's why you see them push for arbitrary changes, a different menu, a bigger venue, maybe a fancier theme that ironically raises costs or complexity beyond reason. Their lack of empathy also rears its head. They don't care that some older relatives can't afford a lavish lodge or that younger families might have to drive hours more. Their only concern is, does this meet my standard? Does this look more impressive and align with my brand of what family success should be? At the core, it's about control, envy, and a deep-seated insecurity masked by arrogance. 1. Set non-negotiable details early. The minute you propose a date or a venue, phrase it as a statement: the party will be Saturday, the 10th, at noon, at the cottage. We hope you can join us. Notice the tone. You're not asking for permission, you're giving an informational statement. If the narcissist tries to pivot location or date, calmly respond, "We've already confirmed everything. Everyone else is set." Then pivot the conversation to a new topic, so there's minimal debate. 2. Document and confirm. If they keep bombarding you with calls or texts about changing the plan, politely answer in writing, text or email, that says, "Thanks for your input, but we're sticking with the existing plan. See you there." Then you've left a paper trail. If they try the usual rewriting of history, like, "We never agreed to that date in the first place," you can forward them the old text. 3. Refuse emotional guilt trips. The narcissist might say, "You're hurting me by not hearing me out. I guess I'm just not important." Resist the urge to over-explain or reassure them. Keep your boundaries short and respectful. It's important we keep our original schedule for everyone's convenience. We'd love you to join, but we understand if you can't. 4. Create a fallback. If you suspect they might sabotage or they do bail out last minute, have alternative solutions. For example, if the fancy lodge is too pricey for some guests, keep your cozy cottage plan and let them do whatever they want. If they storm away, the rest of you can still have a meaningful time. This eliminates the leverage they hold in the form of, "I'll ruin the whole event if you don't comply." Lastly, never forget to share the burden. Let other relatives know the final plan, so that the narcissist can't wedge misinformation between you. If you have allies who see your perspective, they can help ward off attempts to sabotage or overshadow your event. They might also run interference or distract the narcissist if meltdown is imminent. It's harder for one toxic personality to override a group that's on the same page. Enforcing boundaries with a narcissistic family member hurts. After all, you love them or at least grew up with them, and part of you craves the idea of a normal, harmonious relationship. Laying down the law can trigger anxiety. What if they lash out or vanish or turn other family members against me? All real risks. That's why it's crucial to find emotional support, a favorite cousin, a friend, or even a therapist, to process your conflicting emotions. Allow yourself to grieve what might never be, a typical supportive family dynamic with that narcissistic relative. Their meltdown or drama might overshadow parts of the event, but by focusing on the people who truly want to be present in a healthy way, you preserve the essence of the gathering. If guilt creeps in, remind yourself, a real celebration is built on mutual respect, not tiptoeing around someone's controlling impulses. Also, remember that you can practice mindful detachment. Accept they might throw last-minute tantrums or threaten not to show. Let them own that choice. You don't have to keep re-inviting, rearranging, or re-apologizing. The more you hold your ground, the clearer the new family dynamic becomes. We love you, but we won't revolve around your demands. Over time, they may adapt or fade out. Either way, you free yourself from living in fear of their next stunt. Family celebrations are supposed to unite us and honor milestones. When a narcissistic member tries to hijack those events, it's easy to feel robbed of peace or forced to accommodate them. But you can stand firm. Declare your plans, document the basics, keep responses factual, and share your stance with supportive relatives. Accept that you can't fix them, nor do you need to. The best gift you can give yourself, and the rest of your family, is the clarity and courage to celebrate without being held hostage by one person's toxic pushiness. Up next in episode 8, we'll tackle narcissists and social media, when every post is a spotlight. Why do certain narcissists create perfect online images or chase viral attention? Does it mask deeper insecurities? Tune in and find out. If this episode helped you, hit subscribe and drop a note in the comments. Have you ever had to replan a family holiday because of a narcissist's demands? Let's share and show we're not alone. See you next time, and until then, celebrate your important moments exactly how you choose.